Okay, I need to read the codes on this thing. How you gonna read them is have your on-off switch set on. You're gonna hold in your trip meter. Turn the key on. You just keep holding it down. Just come up and say diagnostics. Okay, then you hit the trip meter again. You're gonna get what says a PSSPTB. It's on P, which is the codes for the first one. You're going to hold that down until it stops. It's going to come up with a code. In this case, we got code P1511. Hit it again. We got a code P2101. Hit it again. That's all the codes on there. Okay. Hit it again. We'll go to S. Hold that down. It says none. Hit it again. It's going to throw off part number. Just hit it again. It's going to go back. Cycle one more. It's going to be SP, which is the speedo. S was the security system. Hold it down. It says none. Hit it again. Part number. Go back again. Then hit it one more time. That's T. Hold that down. None. Cycle through. Now we're going to go to B. It says CO562. Whatever that is. Now you're going to write all these down. Don't clear them. And then I'll have to go look them up and say it one more time. And that's it for the codes. They're stored in there. Those are historic codes. Now, I didn't bring a piece of paper with me to write them down, so I'm going to have to get some paper and write this crap down so I can look it up. But that's pulling the codes. As far as the brakes on this thing, I'm going to have to buy a tool to do it with. Twin scan, Daytona twin scan, twin tech, twin scan 2 with the ABS function, just to be able to bleed the brakes. Front brakes work. They feel weird, but they work. Rear brakes, no go, just nothing on them. And the reason I need a tool is I have to be able to cycle the ABS block down here, the valves in it, because that's why it ain't working. I mean, it's not the master cylinder. It's not the lever. It's not the brake lever. It's seized up on the pivot. None of that. It's just, it ain't. Just like the valves locked in the ABS block there. And I kind of need to cycle that to be able to get it to work. But other than that, I'm going to go look to see what these codes are. Kind of funny, I contacted one company who had a scanner, and there was one you run off your phone there, but they didn't have an ABS function on there. Just basically, they're selling you something that you can do on the bike without needing a code reader. Which, I mean, these things you can read every damn code right off of the bike there. You just have to look them up. as far as what they are, P codes or C codes or U codes or whatever. It's just no big deal. If you pulling codes on these things has been easy for years. You don't have to read flashes like Magneti Morelli. You don't need some expensive tool to be able to do it. You've been able to pull the codes on these things since they've had fuel injection. You just have to be able to read them, especially the Delphi systems that made it really simple. The Magneti Morelli, it was old style. You had to flash. You just took the 4-pin cable and you connected two wires together, and then it would flash out whatever codes it had. And you could do it like that, and you just count the flashes. It's kind of a pain in the ass because some of them would flash really fast. You have like two slow flashes, or 5, or how many ever slow flashes, and then fast flashes. But the Delphi system, it's always giving you codes right there on the damn speedo. So fairly simple to do. It's just up to you to look them up, and I mean, you can clear the codes right out of this thing. You know, if you're having problems with it and you get in over your head, write down your damn codes before you erase them. Or if you're getting ready to take it into whatever shop you're taking it to get them to work on, and you erase all the codes and then you don't know what they are. If you don't know what you're doing, just leave the codes in there. It ain't gonna hurt it. I mean, it's there for a reason. It's historical codes, meaning that it's something that happened, and it either happened once and then it didn't, or didn't happen again. If it's a current code, it'll let you know it's a current code because your damn engine light will come on and it'll stay on and won't go back off. But let's go look up these codes. So what we actually had on here was PO or P1511, which is throttle wire system, and P2101, which is another throttle low voltage, or out of place with position. And the last one was the CO562, which was a low voltage to the ABS, which we kind of figured there was something wrong with the ABS since the brakes were locked up. Well, I mean, you can't move the rear pedal. It's not the brakes themselves aren't actually locked up. Front brakes feel kind of weird, like they need to be bled from sitting. Probably fluid needs to be changed. I mean, it is already 10 years. And I can tell you, it ain't never been changed. This thing's only got 8,500 miles on it. But I think what happened, why it did the code with the ABS was he went out and got it running after sitting for a while and couldn't move the rear brake pedal. So he just jammed on it as hard as he could. That's what he said. And then it kind of locked up the pedal, but wouldn't move doesn't actuate the rear brake, which that's probably in the ABS block there. That along with low voltage probably set that code. So I just rode it around some, and ABS light goes off, but brakes still don't work. Rear brake doesn't anyway. Front brake works. So I am going to need that tool to be able to at least bleed the ABS system once I see why the block's locked up, probably valve stuck in it. And even if I had to replace the block, I'd still need the tool you have to actuate the valve for the ABS to be able to bleed the system correctly. I guess you could still bleed it somewhat, but if you got air in the ABS system, it's just gonna throw codes like crazy and not work at all. And I think he's trying to sell this thing, and he can't really sell it without the brakes working. So I'll probably bite the bullet and buy that damn $400 scan tool. He said he went to take it somewhere, and they told him it would be $700 to fix it. You know, it might be. I don't know. I've not messed with ABS a whole lot. Never had any call to. I think that stuff came out after I'd already went out of business, really. And never really had a call to mess with it at all because never had any problems with it. It is what it is. Modern age, I guess. I guess people like ABS. I've never much cared for it in any bike I've rode with it. I like to be able to control my own brakes. If I want to skid, I want to be able to skid, not a controlled skid. And I'm purposely doing. Sometimes you have to. Or I've had instances where I've had to skid, where it was absolutely imperative. If I hadn't skidded, I'd probably killed myself or somebody else. But that's neither here nor there. So I'm going to go ahead and order that tool today. And I'll probably talk to this guy first, and then see what he wants to do. If I get it, I'll do another video on it. Kind of sucks you have to have a special tool just to do that. I mean, like I said, I can read codes all day long on these things. I had probably 10 years ago, maybe, I was working on some European bikes, and Triumph mainly was what I was working on. And guy had problems, had a Power Commander 3 on there, I think, and found somebody that was making free software that applied to BMW, Triumph, Ducati, a couple of more, Laverda maybe, what's that other one, Benelli, and some other European bikes. But the company gave you free software, but you had to buy a cable from them. The cable hookup, which was all like $9. But with their software, you could actually go in and map your own maps. You'd overwrite the stock map that was in there. In other words, you'd save the stock map, and you could overwrite it. Not overwrite, you'd go in and outright change stuff in there. Different, you know, you needed a little more fuel at 3,300 RPM, you could go in and write it over to up the fuel trim there. Or if you wanted to change the timing on it, you could go in and change the timing a little bit. And like I said, it was cheap, it was free. Pretty much $9 for a cable, I think is what I paid for it. So I don't know how they were making money, but sure is a hell of a nice software platform. I'm sure they still do it. I used it on the Triumph. I know I used it on BMW. I think I used it on Ducati one time. And it worked every single time. Easy. Logic based. Not some drawn out weird process where you're trying to relearn stuff. It's just, oh, I need more fuel at this RPM. Okay, well, put more fuel there. not some weird scale thing where you're having to write everything down. And best thing about it is if you screwed up, you can automatically go back to your base settings and start over again. Or you can print out what you've done already on a spreadsheet and go back and change whatever blocks you needed to change back. Well, that's enough about that. I'm not going to sit here and talk for 3 hours about it. Probably lost you 5 minutes ago. Anyway, if you like my content, please like, share, subscribe, all that jazz. Appreciate it. Thank you. Take care. I think it's lunchtime now.